A good shot of Bob Brown, our starter. For many years, kind of the lifeblood of the Spalding High School team.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
It's like in lane 5, Dan Evans. Now John Rolla for Bo. So as these athletes become more experienced in this hurdle race, they'll begin to count their steps in between the hurdles to help them establish that rhythm that's so vital to this event. Especially down that last straightaway. You see a couple of races where the positions swap right at the finish because one person comes over clean and the other person has to stutter step a little bit.
Right. It's nice when you don't have to start anticipating or worrying about it and you just run through it. It comes natural.
And that's where the counting that
getting the steps down.
Counting those steps can really be a big difference. This last heat here, heat 4, 3 Plymouth athletes, Randall Scroggins, Ben Parsons, and James Philbin, along with Kennett's Eric Smith. So 3 teammates racing each other. Tough to tell who's in the lead right now. Looks like lane 2. They all got the same shirt color, so I can't really tell. Randall Scroggins. Oop, stepped into lane 3 right there. You are not allowed to do that.
What do you do? Going the other lane?
So he started in lane 4, and when he landed going over the hurdle, he was in lane 3.
Yeah, you got to fill out paperwork to change lanes.
Yes.
It's like a passport. You're going to do that. It's going to become official. That hurdle looks better on lane 3.
Ask for permission. Yeah, the hurdle in lane 3 did look a little bit lower. Whichever one you want.
Sir, I'd like to go in lane 3, if you
Please.
don't mind. It's not being utilized at this point.
May I be allowed to do that? Next up on the track, girls 800. In this fast first heat, we've got from Merrimack Valley, Christy Schofield. Rebecca Durham from Milford. Julia Robitaille off a strong win in her 3200 earlier today.
It's going to be a good
Manchester
race.
West. Carolyn Toll, Julie Negro, Olivia Coco, Peyton Giles, Kelly Arsenal, Jessica Ewing, Ellen Baker, Isabel Mormondo, and Zoe McKinney. So Olivia Coco doing the 300 hurdle 800 double. That's
a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Put you in the old Hamburg grinder right there.
Yeah, right. These 800 heats are pretty big too. It's like we've got 12 in the fast heat. I definitely put the clock on. Don't do it again. taking an early lead here. Christy Schofield from Merrimack Valley. She's going to hammer it right from the get-go. Schofield is not afraid to take it out hard early on. Have been.
So 106 to 400. So about what she's seated at.
Yep. Not the school record. The meet record for this held by Hannah Parker from Co-Brown, 2:13.17, set back her sophomore year. Hannah also holds the state record in this event. Christy Schofield, a big lead. Coming off the straightaway, off that last turn. She'll put up a decent time, 2:15.
She's going to break the record.
2:12.
Yep, right around the record.
Just at the record, yep. 2:13.17. 2:13.4 her official time, so just missing that record. It's like Julia Robitaille following up her. Nope, excuse me, not Julia Robitaille.
Yeah, it was a good run by her.
Yeah.
She stayed pretty much even, all by herself.
Yep. It's a hard race to run all by yourself. The next heat, Heat 2. Emma York, Olivia Lenk. Autumn Graham, Madeline Partridge, Hannah Daly, Megan Crampton. Kennedy McCartney, Summer Barnes, Lily Jackson. Second heat's away. This one using a barrel start. Girls outside in lane 4 running around the turn until they can cut in. New Hampshire Track and Field coming to you today from Co-Brown Northwood Academy for the Black Bear Invitational. Today's broadcast being made possible by Trigger Pin. I'd like to remind you that NewHampshireTrackandField.com has an online store now where we're selling the shirts that Jim McKenzie and I are modeling, although you can't see us because we're not on camera. They're good-looking shirts, though. We also have running singlets for those of you who are still athletic enough to pull off that look. Or if you're looking for something for the beach.
Muscle Beach.
Muscle Beach.
This is a pretty good race here also.
Yeah. We're now at 6:76. So 2:32 pace. It's like we've got 3 heats total for the girls 800.
heats being led by Cole Brown.
Yep, Summer Barnes.
Looks like a 4-girl race right now.
Yep. Emma York from Merrimack Valley sitting in 4th. But she's falling back a little bit off those first 3 runners.
Wind's actually starting to change directions now. Starting to blow in your face as you finish. But still a gentle wind. It's nothing.
Yeah. No hurricane strength winds yet.
We've been up here plenty of times. Remember that storm a few years ago?
Oh, my gosh. Cold, rainy. The wind was blowing the rain almost sideways. So,
sub 230, 229.
Olivia Lenk, freshman from Oyster River, winning that second heat. What was her time?
229.
So that's 4 seconds better than her seed. Seed time coming in. Came in with a 2:33. Can't ask much more than a 4-second PR.
No, not in an 800. That's pretty good.
So section 3 now.
How many sections are there? Is it 3?
Total of 3, yep. So this will be the last heat. Sarah Newell, Madeline Barreto, Blaine LaChance, Taylor Gray. First runners being right on the turn, and the second group staying ahead in the barrel start. So as exciting as the sprint events can be, these longer events, you get to see the race kind of change as they go. A lot of shifting of positions, unless you have somebody like Christy Schofield who just takes it out right ahead of the whole field and never looks back.
Yeah, she looked very strong. That has to be one of the fastest times of the year.
In New Hampshire, I would think so, yeah.
I mean, we put some great 800-meter runners out the last few years. Hannah Parker, 206, Megan Doody.
Both under 208.
That's just incredible. Yeah. Hannah Parker ran 206 as a sophomore.
Right.
That's just crazy speed.
And Megan Doody backed that up with a 4:46, 1600.
Yeah, incredible times.
Ran that almost the exact same time twice as a junior and then as a senior at the Meet of Champions. Was within a couple tenths of a second of breaking that state record.
And was she stuck on
4:46, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
ran almost identical times 2 years in a row.
She probably was having nightmares about that. But she had an accomplished career, so you can't.
Both of those races at Portsmouth were in like brutally hot conditions.
Yep. She had a great high school career.
She had a very great. And she was New England champion her junior year in the 800 too.
Zach. Great. That's ball.
First lap.
That's to me, that's what it's about right there. Good job.
Going out about 120. And with Hannah Parker being the one who's getting all the attention, it was easy to overlook Megan Doody in those days. But in her own right was a New England champion. Boys 800 up on the track next. 3 sections of the boys 800 as well. You know, 235, 236. Blaine LaChance, White Mountain, 236.3.
Yeah, this next race should be really exciting. A lot of up-and-coming stars.
Yeah, Zach Richards, Jake Swaney, James Elmore, Chris Zano, River Groves, Noah Strout, Dylan Gennard, Jeffrey Allen, Colin Connery, Sam Call, Dawson Adams, and Patrick Blonias.
Be interesting to see how much Zach has left in the tank. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
After running that superb mile.
I think it was a 2 or 3 second PR.
Yeah.
Someone was saying
4:26. Jeffrey Allen coming back from the 2 mile. See if he's rested enough.
Timberlane kid's run some fast times this year too.
Yeah.
Kind of new on the scene, but he's running strong.
Jacob Swaney comes in with a 2 flat seed time.
He looks like a half miler.
James Elmore is a name that we've seen quite a bit from cross country.
And Zano, he's tough.
Yep.
This one race you never know. Never know. I coached a kid back in 1985. He was ranked 8th in the MOCs, and he stole the race from Norm Kennedy. Stole it. He went out so hard, they just let him go. They said, there's no way this kid can pull it out, and he did.
There's our start list.
The 800's an unpredictable race.
Yes. And things can change in a hurry, too.
Well, they're going right after it.
Zach Richards and Chris Zano. River Groves. Jacob Swaney.
Noah Strout's right in the mix.
Yep.
I think Jeffrey Allen's starting to feel a little fatigued from the 32.
Yeah, he is.
But he's tough, man. He had a great finishing kick.
There's James Elmore now moving into the picture.
But you never know. Some of these guys might go out too fast, and you just pick up the scraps.
There goes James Elmore is going to challenge Zach Richards right now on that first lap.
They were on 156 pace as they were coming through.
That's moving.
Zano and Zach Richards right now. Timberlane kid's in the hunt, though. You can't...
Yep.
Legs like that. He's big, tall, strong guy. He's going to probably be tough to beat right here coming off this corner. But he better make the move in the corner. If he doesn't,
make it now, or else he's not going to have it. He's not going to have enough.
He had to have made that move in that corner.
Right. It's too late now.
This is a two-person race now.
Zano and Richards are off to the races.
Tell you what, Zach Richards having a hell of a day.
Yeah, he is. Running strong. Holding off Chris Zano.
157.
Wow, 157, 158 for Zano.
That was a good race.
Great
that was
race.
PRs for both of those guys.
Yeah.
You have the official times on them?
I do not yet, but we'll get those.
Tell you what, my vote for athlete of the day so far is going to go to Zach Richards.
Yeah.
Because you just ran a tough mile.
So
it's the best run in the state, and then you come back and you win the half. That's pretty damn good.
Not sure, but the meet record 156.97 from Liam Kimball last year. So Richards got to be close to that record.
That was a strong run. It's a tough double.
That is a very challenging double.
You know, in an invitational.
Yep. So start list for the next heat. Looks like we have 4 heats of the boys 800. So 158.47 for Zach Richards, 158.77 for Chris Zano.
It's quality times right there.
And pair that up with his second place in the 1600. 2 gutsy performances there from Zach Richards.
Anybody else see Jimmy Mack is a good-looking man?
Guizdala from Kingswood opening up that first lap with a 62. Well, he's looking good. Got to take a chance.
He's looking strong.
Yeah. 205's in 6th place right now.
Yeah. This kid's
running. He might sneak in and steal a spot from that first heat.
He's definitely sneaking in.
Yeah.
He's not sneaking. He just knocked the door down.
Oh,
203.
Yeah. 203. So that moves him into 4th place.
Let's go, Jack!
Owen Guizdala from Kingswood.
Jeez. That's the thing about the 800. You can always...
Well, being in the second to fast heat, you've got nothing to lose. No pressure on you at all. Just open it up and see what you can do.
They come up with an official time?
No, still looking for Heat 2 official time. Not seeing anything yet. Fourth place in that first heat was Jacob Swaney from Timberlane at a 203.04. Heat 3 is on the track now. For more field event results. Boys pole vault results. Kyle Swanson, Bishop Girton in first place, 12 feet. William Shepard, Milford in second place. Billy Seguin from Sauhegan in third. Bryce Carlson from Winnicott in 4th. And tie for 6th place between Tanner Richards and Nick Burley, both of Co-Brown. So teammate tie there.
Owen Kurdiak, he's having a good race here. All by himself.
Can he repeat what Kingswood did in that second heat, excuse me? Way out in front.
Yeah, it's a shame he's in this heat. He should have, if he could have been in the other heat, it would have been a really, really good. He's starting to tie up a little bit now, but I think the damage is already done. I think he's got this one.
It's always a challenge for coaches, though, not knowing what the kids might be capable of. This might be his first 800 of the year.
Yep. He's another one of my former Deerfield boys. 206.
206 out of the third heat.
Yeah.
Wow. Shocking.
I'll tell you what, Oyster River, you put their guys together, they'd have a hell of a 4x8.
So Owen Kurdiak nearly matching Noah Strout's time from the first heat. Heat 4, last and final heat. 4th and final heat. Owen Kurdiak, official time 2:07.7.
Is this the last heat?
This would be the last heat, yep. Fourth heat, getting ready to. All right, fourth and final heat is away. It's like Wyatt Yetton from Pembroke. Taking the lead now from Campbell is, well, they got two boys in this race, and I'm not sure which one is which. One of the Campbells, and the other one's in second. So we've got two teammates, both Campbell. Oh. Pole vault kids bringing their poles across the track. Better be careful. So this looks like Jonah. Nope, excuse me. Anthony Sturzo. Jonah Karima. So they've obviously run against each other a couple times before.
Campbell could probably put together a pretty good 4x8 also.
Something that you see at road races, but you rarely see at a track meet is two people going across the finish line holding hands.
Yeah. Why were they?
Oh, at road races you see it all the time.
Did that happen there?
Oh, no.
Oh, I was going to say.
No. Even two teammates probably not going to hold hands because they want to beat each other as badly as if the person was not on their team.
Yeah. Last time I tied someone on purpose was Scott Clark at Gilmanton. And then we had to flip for the turkey, and I lost. So no more tying.
And the mark of any two good teammates is going out there on the track, wanting to beat the other just as bad, but then shaking hands when you're done.
Yeah,
you're both on the same team.
Yeah, you only make yourself better when
you got somebody to compete with.
Yeah, the worst thing you can have is a pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
You see that in cross country a lot.
Yep.
I remember when we had those good Co-Brown teams back in 2003, 2004. There was no pecking order. I think we had 4 different number ones that year, and there was no attitude.
Never knew who was going to win on any given day.
It's the best.
Sometimes they do get it tied into their head which runner is number one.
Yeah, that's what you don't want. You don't want, individual egotistical attitudes cropping up and thinking, oh, he beat me. Guess what? It's a race. Excuse me 1 second.
So girls 200, heat 1. Absent Corinne Kennedy again, so hopefully she's not hurt. Hopefully it's just a decision not to come to the meet today. Being the only Lebanon athlete in the meet. So in this first heat, we've got Hannah Meekole, Sydney Lewis, Chrismaily Borg off her 100-meter win earlier in the day. Ziana Twombly, Acadia Mom White, and Meg Sawyer. Total of 7 heats in this 200. So no Corinne Kennedy in the 200, which to me sounds like that they just decided not to make the trip.
Yeah, that was a good 800.
So there it is. Owen from Kingswood out of the second heat takes 5th overall.
Yeah.
Knocking Noah Strout, who finished 6th in the fast heat, but ends up finishing 7th overall. So it looks like Lebanon decided not to come today to the meet at all.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Corinne Kennedy not in the 200 either.
It's funny because someone said they saw her warming up. So
It's hard to miss that uniform that Lebanon has, though, right now.
Yeah, that's pretty funky.
That
uniform.
brown and white striped convict shirt.
Lebanon has become a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, for the last 10
well,
years,
back in the
15
mid
years,
2000s, they were
powerful.
the team to beat in Division II, Class I back then. But both on the boys and the girls side,
Right.
they were perennial powerhouse teams.
It's funny how some teams they're always good, and then you got other teams that come up and they're good for a few years and then
Yep. Flash in the
disappear.
pan.
Yeah, it's this way. But you know, track and field. You get 2 or 3 good athletes, you're going to score a lot of points.
Yep. And you're only going to have those kids for 4 years max.
Right.
So you got to make your move when you can.
I know when I was in college, I was also coaching Portsmouth at the same time, and we had won it my junior, senior year, and then we won it my sophomore year in college when I was coaching. So we won it 82, 83, 85, and then it dipped. And then I was talking to Stan Lightfoot the other day, and he said he had like almost 180 people out for track.
Yeah, so that is an amazing number of kids to have on a team. That's almost too many. So first heat winner is Ziana Twombly.
Good quality time, 26.25. Oyster River.
Chris Maley-Borg, winner of the 100, follows that up with a second place in the 200. It's not a bad day for her. For this next heat, Dominic Biron, Kayla Kilcrease, Molly Redmond, Eleanor Zwart, Marina DiPrizio, and Madeline Croto. Heat 2 of 7. Molly Redmond in the lead right now. Madeline Croto from Londonderry moving up on lane 6. It's going to be Molly Redmond, though.
With scores reported so far, overall scores. Sohegan girls, 4th place, Oyster River girls. 3rd place, Co-Brown girls. 2nd place, Nashua South ladies. And currently in 1st place, the Bedford ladies.
Bedford girls overall leading the meet right now. The meet record in this girls 200. Fairly old one, 25:56. Carolyn Maynard from Hopkinton, set back in 2010. In this heat, Lauren Noble, Robin Kraft, Laurel Gordon, Taylor Moeller, Haley Drew, and Lydia Hoffman. It's like Laurel Gordon and Lauren Noble. 1-2 in that heat.
Scores already in the boys scoring. Currently in 5th place, Portsmouth. 4th place, Bedford. 3rd place, Merrimack Valley. 2nd place, Winnicott. Currently in 1st place, the Co-Brown boys.
Co-Brown boys in the lead right now for the team title, ahead of Winnicott. Next heat is up on the track for the 200. Cassidy Considine, Brittany Fernandez, Jessica Bryan, Natalie Frazier, Hannah Ehlers, and Brianna Frazier. And that wind that might have been aiding the 200 kids in the middle part of the meet seems to have died down a little bit, so they're not going to benefit any from that crosswind.
No, it's pretty much died down. The flag is not moving much.
Winning that heat, Jessica Bryan from Londonderry. Heat 5. Sophie Laird from Co-Brown, Zoe Thomas Cooper from Timberlane, Kelsey Pine, Co-Brown, Taylor Neidham, Winnacunnet, Elizabeth Morrison, Kingswood, and Lauren Dean, Guilford. Next heat is away. This heat's starting to roll now. Good to see in a meet of this size. There's not too much dead track time.
No, it's going on. It's going off good. This is a lot. How many schools? 52.
Well, I think that's if you count boys and girls teams separately. There'd be 52. So like 26, 27 teams.
27. Yep.
Still a good number of schools, good number of athletes. But when the heats move quick, that's a good sign that things are going to be done before it gets dark.
Seems like always the 200 meters is probably the most popular event for.
Yeah.
It seems like, you know what I mean.
Yep.
Kids are in that the most.
200, 400 are probably the biggest numbers of kids in an event. This looks like only a heat of just 3.
Any runners in the 4x800? Any runners, boys and girls, 4x800?
Vanessa Mangiafico, Maisie Thurber-Wells, and Maisie Muir.
4x800.
And that was the last heat of the girls. Now we've got heat 1 of the boys.
Philip Antonio, he's a tough one.
Yep. Zach Verau, Colby Smith, Philip Antonio, Brandon Hanley, Nikos Raptopoulos, and Simon Morier. Oh, Simon Morier coming back from his 400. Brandon Hanley from the 100. Zach Verau and Colby Smith both in the 100. So Zach Verau makes it into the fast heat of the 200. So his coach must have had some idea he was fast in the 100, just not as fast as he put up today.
All right. It's a tight race right here.
Yeah. 2 Winnacunnet teammates, 2 Bedford teammates.
Winnacunnet's going to sweep this.
Yeah.
Boy, they're tough.
They are. Brandon Hanley and then Philip Antonio, 1 and 2.
That's some big points.
Yep. That's going to move them ahead of Co-Brown in the team standings. And no Co-Brown athletes in that fast heat.
Possibly 18 points right there.
Yeah. So second heat though has Joseph Aiello, Orion Klahar, Brian Bushnell, Tegan Friedrich, Justin Lomba, and Eddie O'Brien. So that could be a big turn of events right there for the boys team competition, with Winnacunnet taking first and second in that fast heat. Official times 23:3 for Hanley and 23:42 for Antonio. Philip Antonio. That he didn't look quite as fast as the first one. No, Brian Bushnell 24:15. Yeah, so Antonio and Hanley taking first and second for the Winnacunnet boys. It's going to move them ahead of Co-Brown for the team score.
How close was the scoring when they announced it?
It was 4 points difference between them.
Co-Brown should have a good 4 by 18.
Yep. And I'm still one throwing event. I can't see whether it's boys or girls discus, but all of the jumping events seem to be done. So heat 3, Connor Manning, Eric Serbeski, Clinton Mungetta, Isaiah Barba, Noah Lautenschlager, and Matthew Gigliotti. What were you going to say?
I was going to say Winnacunnet's going to get a lot of points in Division I championships.
Yes.
You know, from a few guys. They might be the surprise team like Concord was last year. You
Concord was. They really did surprise a lot of teams. I think a lot of people expected Bedford to.
Or Pinkerton.
Or Pinkerton, right, Pinkerton.
On paper, they were probably 60 points better. But that's paper.
Well, that's why you have the state meet.
That's right.
You don't decide it based on people's seed times or how they perform throughout the season. It's how you perform on that day that matters.
That's the whole key.
Heat 4 is now getting their block set. I'll give you their names: Alex Hernandez, David Suoth, Matt Nichols, Ethan Holt, Finn Wegmuller, and Cam Casella. And we are NewHampshireTrackandField.com, powered by Runners Alley. Coming to you from Co-Brown Northwood Academy today, the Black Bear Invitational, brought to you by Triggerpin. Timers and starters finding their rhythm. Heat's coming by quickly now. Believe it or not, a 200 or a 400 that has 7 or 8 heats will actually take up more time than a 3200 will, because of all that extra time in between heats.
Right. Stop and start and get everybody in set, the blocks.
Yep. Whereas in that 3200, you really just start, finish. Unless you've got some athletes who are running like an 18-minute 2-mile. But those athletes are asked not to be in those events at a meet like this because it's so large.
Right.
They want the top athletes in those longer events. In this heat, Matt Wilson, Cam St. Hours, Luke Martin, Matthias Burrell, Sam Poisson, and Tom Riley. Some kids from the 400 coming back to a 200. Looks like this is going to be Cam St. Hours from Oyster River winning this heat. Next heat up on the track, John McCartney, Ethan Giles, Jack Finneral, Keyshawn Rowell, Victor Garcia, and Joe Muller. So in place of the normal 3,200, which would be the next event, it's going to be the 4x8 relay. There'll be one heat of girls, one heat of boys. And then follow that up with a 4x4 relay. It was interesting strategy with a non-traditional order of events today. Do you double a kid in a 4x8 and a 4x4?
Yeah, it'd be tough. You want to be the first
Would be
4x8.
yeah.
Be the last 400. But there's kids that could do it. I mean.
Oh, certainly. It's like Victor Garcia from Milford might have just leaned out everybody in that heat. Somebody like a Zach Richards comes to mind with somebody who could do a 4x8, 4x4 double. Patrick O'Brien.
You just got to be strong and fast, but you gotta be mentally tough.
Right. Yep. And it would help being on a fast team in the 4x4 because it means you're going to be
in the hunt.
In the hunt, right? And you're not totally relying on one athlete. Next heat of the track is going to be the girls 4x8, so the boys 200 is done. And in this heat, in this event, Sauhegan comes in with the best seed time, 9:55, just ahead of the meet record, 9:56, put up by Co Brown in 2015 without Hannah Parker. Nashua South, the number 2 seed. Londonderry, number 3. Merrimack Valley, 4. Co-Brown, 5. Conval, 6. Portsmouth, Kennett, Merrimack, Winnicott, White Mountains, Milford, Plymouth, Concord, and Conant. So this could be an interesting race between Sauhegan, South, and Londonderry. All of their seed times coming in under 10 minutes. Which for a girls 4x8 team, that's pretty solid. If you've got 4 girls who can run under a 2:30, you're going to have a pretty competitive 4x8 team.
Very solid team.
Oh, 2 more events to go. 4x8, 4x4, 2 relays. Always exciting with the relays. In this format, you get to watch 2 team events close out the meet. Four by 8 start is important with a big field like this. You want to get out to a good position. You don't want to get caught in the back. So with that in mind, would you put your strongest runner first?
Oh, it's always the debate.
Or do you save him for the end?
He's either first or fourth.
Yeah.
I usually like to put my strongest runner first.
Yep.
That's why I always did. Except when I was coaching at Portsmouth, I had one of the best 800. Well, he ended up winning the 800 in the state, but he could get you a lead, and then it just would comfort the other guys. Plus, the other thing is, if you stay in the fight, you got a better chance rather than trying to catch up.
Well, that's the thing. Let's say you leave your anchor to win it, but they're in 6th place, 7 seconds behind the first place person. What are the chances they're going to be able to make that up?
Yeah, and you got to get into the head of the kid too. How the kid I had was a lead runner. He'd like to go out and get a huge lead, so I always liked putting him in the front. And my second best runner, I would put as 4th.
I think it definitely depends on the type of kid they are too.
Yep.
Somebody who likes to run from the front, why would you put them anchor when they're not, where they're used to being in the front the whole time?
Sometimes you put a little.
Same thing with you. If you got somebody who just likes to hang off the shoulder and then blast it right at the end, then
Yep.
you leave them for the anchor. So I would agree that I would put my fastest runner lead off too, because I would guarantee that they'd be in the lead.
Right. And
they'd put you in a good position.
Yeah, we'd always be in front. And it just puts the pressure on the other kids to hang.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stay in the fight. And you know what? You get, not only you have your 3 teammates that are counting on you, you get your team counting on you.
Right.
So, I hate to say add a little pressure, but you tend to run a little faster if someone else is counting on you versus
that's
just
definitely
yourself.
True. And on the flip side of that, you could turn a team that is not a championship team on paper into one by giving them that lead and then making them work for it.
Exactly.
Or you put the pressure on them and they totally choke. One of the two.
Well, that split was 227, so.
It's a good lead off.
Yep, sub 10.
Yep.
But boy, when I deal with relays and put relay teams together, I'm always looking, you know, for a quality kid, but mental toughness is more important than just natural talent.
Right. Especially in a 4x4 or a 4x8. 4x1, 4x1, not so much.
Yeah, exactly. 4x8, that's just a tough race.
It is.
You know, you get a kid with a talent, and then next thing you know, things don't start going his way or her way, and they check out. But you get a kid with mental toughness, they'll stay in the fight, they'll get you into the fight, and that's what you want to go to battle with.
It's like coming in, we got Sauhegan's in a pretty comfortable spot.
Yeah, they should have a quality team based off their cross-country team.
Yep. And that's South and Portsmouth in 3rd and 4th, and Winnacunnet, White Mountain, Co-Brown, Conval, Londonderry, Merrimack Valley, and Kennett.
I actually ran up the Westbrook Relays the night Chevrolet set the American record. And we were on one side of the track, and they were on the other.
Yeah.
They were that fast. I forget what it was. They ran like 7:40 something.
Wow.
Back they had a kid, Rich Pettengill, who was a 4:10 high school miler, and a kid Colin Petty. They were just absolutely stacked team.
Is that the same Colin Petty from Marathon Sports?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But their team, yeah, they set the national record broke the national record. They held it for some time, but they were just an absolute quality team. And he wasn't even their top runner. There was another kid.
Sauhegan making the handoff halfway through. They're at just under 10-minute pace, 4:56.
Pretty consistent. The first girl ran 2:27.57. The next girl ran 2:27.67.
I guess, yeah, because like when he comes through, it's blocking the straightaway. Yeah, I think that's good.
We have the girls and boys scheduled for the 4x400.
They're red.
Sauhegan's actually going to be lapping now. Starting to lap the field.
Yeah, so the record is 9:56.
9:56.
Set in 2015, so they're going to give it a good run.
Give it a run. Yep.
They're a little ahead of it right now.
6:10 through the So they're sitting right at around 9:54 pace right now.
Yep. And who's their anchor leg?
It's going to be probably Madeline Hunt or Elise Lambert, one of the two.
Yeah, so it's going to be good. It all comes down to how
So
good this
that
girl runs in the third.
That's Madeline Hunt, who's lining up right now for their anchor leg.
If you can get a good quality lap out of the third girl.
Yeah. Second and third leg.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
Celebrity appearance here with Mike O'Brien.
I must want to stay home and listen to you guys. It's really good.
Yeah.
Here we go. The handoff for Madeline Hunt.
Yeah,
7:23.
They're going to break this record.
So they're a solid 9:50, 9:52 right now. And second place is over 100 meters behind Sauhegan at this point. And they've started the lap team, so it's hard to even tell who's in second at this point. I think, though, in second place right now is Londonderry. No, Nashua South, my mistake. Sauhegan is rounding the turn on the home stretch. So Madeline Hunt's got one lap to go through 2,800 meters. They are at 8:33. So they're well under the meet record pace right now, 9:56. They're looking at a 9:48, 9:49. A very fast time for an early season invitational. And really no worse for having a 4x8 at the end of the meet versus the beginning of the meet, where it would normally be contested. Still able to put up a great time. Sauhegan with less than 200 meters to go now. Madeline Hunt closing this one out. This will be well under the record. Brown's 2015 mark of 9:56. Yeah, 9:45 unofficially, so breaking that record by 11 seconds. That's impressive.
Absolutely crushed that record.
Yeah. Here comes Portsmouth in second. I think they're just getting on the. No, I'm sorry. Nashua South is in second.
Looks
on
like
the straightaway.
South is finishing now.
So they had a sizable lead on Nashua South. Yeah. Sauhegan breaks the record by 11 seconds from that 2015 record by Co Brown. Unofficially 9:45.
That's 10 seconds faster than what they came in seeded at.
10 seconds ahead of their seed time.
It's a great drop.
Let's see what their official time is. For this last one, I might join you out there on the outside.
That was good quality running right there.
That was fantastic.
That's a product of a good cross-country season. That's nothing bad. I think
Yeah,
the 4x8.
well, that's a team that went to nationals this year.
I think the 4x800 is as exciting as anything.
Yes.
When you got it going.
I have no idea who's in what position. Well, next up on the tracks, the boys 4x800. It's like Pelham's the top seed, followed by Co-Brown, Merrimack Valley, Winnicott, Kingswood, Messinic, Kennett, Pembroke, Plymouth, and Conval.
Team title, it's going to... Cole Brown and Winnicott are probably going to have to battle this one out.
Yeah, and then in the 4x4 too.
Right, so it'll probably come down to this. You know, I mean, Cole Brown's stacked in distance runners, so...
Right.
But Winnicott's got a young and upcoming team, so...
It's not just going to be good enough for Co-Brown to win this. They've got to hope that Winnicott finishes down low.
Right.
Or even out of the scoring.
Basically, Cole Brown's going to win, pretty close to win
They
both
got to
races.
take care of their events and win them first. And then they can't really worry about what Winnicott does behind them.
So it forces Cole Brown to run hard. I mean, they have to run hard.
They do. And they've got some fresh legs on their second and third leg. And it looks like Zach Richards is not running in their 4x8, so they're going to save him for the 4x4.
Is that Aiden Cox I see suiting up?
Been promoted a few years early.
Because that's what it's going to take.
Yeah.
Now, I've been keeping my eye on Winnicott, and they're young 9th and 10th graders. They're going to have quite a cross-country team in the future if everybody stays together and runs well.
Do they have any more Cullinanes? I feel like there's about 15 of those kids who came through the Winnicott
I think
program.
that's it. I think there's that. Their father was an unbelievable rider.
Yeah.
In fact, I think he won the Milrose mile.
Yeah. So Co-Brown is behind Winnicott right now, so they've got to change that if they're going to hope to take this team title. Winnicott knows if they win this, they win the whole thing. Messinic, though, charging out to the lead.
Yeah, Messinic's tough.
And we saw those Mavasian names in the middle school mile, so they've got some good runners coming up in the next couple of years too.
Yeah, Mike Smith does a great job there. He gets a bunch of kids that the talent level is good, but the work ethic is what you want. I mean, they come ready to work. I would say they're more old school.
Yep.
But they put some good runners.
Chris Pratt from Co-Brown leading off with a solid leadoff leg. Giving the baton to his teammate in first place. So taking care of business on the first leg. Let's see what the rest of the...
We're to see how Cam Starr gets, how much he gets back from Pelham. He's like in 6th place right now.
Yep.
We'll see how much he's the kid that won the 3200.
The 2 mile, right.
So we'll see. I'll bet you he'll get up in the 2nd place.
An interesting strategy using him in their second leg.
As number 2.
Yeah.
And they're the number 1 seed, right, Pelham?
Yeah, yes, they are.
Yeah, so they got some strong runners coming back.
Yeah.
So he'll get him up into 2nd place, perhaps first. He'll get him up into 2nd place, I think. Not that I'm a betting man, but I think you can bet on it. He's just climbing the ladder right now. Yeah. So he's gone from 6th to 4th. To 3rd.
To 3rd, yeah, and he's going to he can reel in those places really quickly because they're not very far spread out.
Yeah. Now he'll be.
Now he's got a little bit of work to do to catch Messinic.
But he's pulling him right in
Yeah,
there.
he is. He's reeling him in.
That's why they're the number 1 seed. Now, if he can close that gap on Cole Brown, cut that half that distance, which I think he will, because he's getting the adrenaline now because of what he just did.
Yeah. Yeah, every time he picks one off, it gets a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, well, see if he stays in this little dogfight with this other kid here and see how tough he is. That's the thing about a 4x800. A lot of things can change all on one runner. If you got a kid that can run a 205, another kid that can run 210, or you got a kid that can run 2 flat, and that makes. I mean, they cut that in half.
Yeah.
So now you've got.
Yeah, they really did close that gap.
So they got a 5-second lead right now, and they got another pretty good runner coming in. So it's a good relay runner.
Cole Brown's third leg is a brand new athlete to the team, actually a transfer student from exchange student, excuse me. It's a hockey player in the winter.
Yeah. Yeah, so Pelham's closing tight now. Now you're down to a matter of yards. But that's how the 4x800 works.
Yeah.
You get up and downs.
You go from 6th place on your opening leg to the lead on your third leg. And they're about to take the lead right now.
Well, bottom line, it's still a 3-person race. It all depends because Messinic's probably got someone good ending.
Right. And Winnicunnet's sitting in 5th right now, so they've got 2 teams right behind them. So O'Brown needs to catch back up to Pelham in the lead, and then if they can hope for those 2 teams to stay ahead of Winnicunnet, they can do a 10-point turnaround right here.
Yeah, Cole Brown can't afford to lose another place.
No, they can't.
Because Winnicunnet's not.
They're not out of the points, but they don't need the points.
Right. Winnicunnet just scores a 6th place. That's big.
And come down to that anchor leg. And they're well back at Pelham right now. And they just dropped to 3rd. Messinic moving ahead of them.
If Cole Brown can get a solid 2nd, that would be good. This next kid for Pelham is solid.
And he's got long strides too.
I don't think you're catching him.
Messinic is 9 seconds back, and Cole Brown is 13 seconds back of Pelham right now. And Pelham is just pulling away. They're not. They are not catching Pelham right now. Now this would be why they're the number 1 seed.
Yep. They had one kid that their number 2 runner wasn't their strongest runner, but you know what?
He made up a lot of places in one leg.
Actually, their number 1 runner wasn't the strong runner, so they went out and got stronger on the end. So they put the weaker runner in first, and just got him close because Cam Starr's going to get you back.
Yeah, that's right.
And this kid's their 2nd best runner, so they did it a little differently. They went their top runner number 2, and their next best runner was their 4.
Whole bunch of interesting strategies coaches can use to throw together relay teams. And one strategy they use today might not work the next meet.
Exactly.
So they used to say about football coaches that no coach wins a game, but he loses every single one.
That's right. You figure out how you're going to do it. And it might not work next time.
Well, But if it doesn't work, you know it's your fault for picking that order. Now the sun's coming back out, making this field more like a morning start than an afternoon.
So
Pelham winning that pretty comfortably.
Co-Brown's going to pull out a second.
Co-Brown in second.
So that's 8 valuable points.
Yeah, Messinic in third. Merrimack Valley in fourth.
So they get 8 points, and
Kingswood fifth, and Kennett sixth. So Winnacunnet gets nothing out of this.
Right. So you're going to need Co-Brown. You're going to need
They
Co-Brown
pick
to
up
win.
8.
Co-Brown's pretty much going to have to win. Well, we don't know the field events.
Right. But in order for them to undo what Winnacunnet did in the 200, they need to win this 4x4 and have Winnacunnet get nothing. And that would make back those 18 points.
It'd be interesting to see who's in the 4x4.
Well, the advantage to not having to declare entries is you can throw anybody in this that you want. So if they've got Billy Powers with a 4th event still to go.
Hey, is that LaShawn Merritt? Good.
What do you need to win first? You just got second.
I turned it, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry. So doing the 4x4 is a little bit different today too. 4x4s are not going to be running lanes for that first lap. They're going to be run waterfall the whole way around. So a 4x4 that looks like a 4x8. So would this change your strategy for a 4x4 now? Having no staggered start.
No, I mean, I would still think the same thing we talked about. And 4x4 is usually, if you can run a 400, you can run a 400.
Right.
It's not like the 800 where it can just rip you apart. I think that the best team will win here.
Yep.
Bottom line. How you put it together. And, you know, you got to make sure your handoffs are all good and they're not sloppy and come out of the exchange zone. Portsmouth's in the lead right now.
Followed by Oyster River. Oyster River's got an outstanding 4x4 team. They've got about 8 girls they could use in that. And each one of them can split about a 62.
That's pretty good.
That's the mark of a deep team when you can just throw together any 4 athletes and basically get the same result.
Yeah, that's a nice feeling for the coach.
It is.
Plus, it puts pressure on the other kids that are trying to make that 4x4.
Yeah. You always want a little bit of competition with your own.
That's right.
Own relay teams.
Don't want anybody getting too complacent and thinking, "Hey, it's mine, it's mine."
And a kid that can run a good 400 can run a 200. They can run an 800. They can run a whole bunch of different events if they're good at that distance. Hurdles, yep.
Yeah, Oyster River did
great
did good on that
second
one.
leg there for Oyster River.
Yeah, 102 and a 101 basically.
Yeah.
This girl's trucking along pretty good.
Yeah. Portsmouth trying to regain that lead that they gave up after the first leg. Portsmouth's got a deep team too.
No Bedford in this one, huh?
Surprising, yeah. I would have expected Bedford and Bishop Girton too to be in this fast heat. Minute to the last exchange here. Oyster River. And about 5 seconds up on Portsmouth. Not too many athletes can close a 5-second gap in a 400.
No.
Not many.
She's making some gain.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll
She's
see.
gained about a second on her after 200.
Yep. Let's see how strong she goes into this corner.
Man, that kid looked so good. It looked like Coach Dick when he was in high school.
That's a girl, you know, right? Oyster River going to win this.
Yeah, Oyster River wins handily.
4:15. Good solid time. Spalding third.
I don't know about you, Coach
Merrimack
Mack, but I have
Valley.
not seen a prettier runner than Jimmy Mack when he's on the track. What about you? Jimmy Mack on the track.
Look at that cheering section over there, Mr. McKenzie.
I know. We got our old fans. I'm surprised they still remember we ran. When did they come in as a seed time, Oyster River?
I would say it's probably got to be pretty close to what they ran.
Yeah, they ran very well there.
In the Heat 2, we've got Bishop Girton, Kingswood, Co-Brown, Souhegan, Milford, and St. Thomas. Hollis Brookline, excuse me. So perhaps Bedford just realized they were that much in the lead and felt like they didn't need to run a 4x4.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they could have put
I
together a good team.
would have picked them to be the overall winner in the 4x4, honestly. Right. As good as Oyster River is, Bedford is just kind of in a class by themselves.
This will be interesting to see where Bishop Girton finishes up.
Yeah.
So I'll have.
And Bedford's without Leah Salas today.
That's right.
She, having won that the Penn Relays mile, is not here today. So that's some solid points they gave up and still are going to walk away with this one. 62 from Bishop Girton's opening leg. Solid performance there.
It'll be interesting to see how fast Carolyn Fisher can close with. Maybe
yeah.
Kind of speed she has.
Cole Brown moved into second place ahead of Milford now.
You know what? Bishop Girton's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah.
This girl right here can run a good lap.
2:11.
No,
So
probably not.
just a little bit behind Oyster River's
It's too slow that one.
time. Yeah, 62 to then a 69 second leg.
Nope.
That's not going to cut it. If this girl ran a 62, Carolyn Fisher would have to close in a 60 flat, which she might be able to do.
She'd be pretty close.
Yeah.
I bet she can go close to 60. Might take an Allison Felix effort.
Yeah.
You're at 3:10 right now, so she needs to run.
Yeah.
It's gonna be close.
She's going to have to go
Really fast.
59, 58, 50. She's got to go 57
Well, let's see.
in a 400. Could she do that?
57?
Perhaps.
As she's moving already, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that Corinne Kennedy could have.
Yes. Yeah, she's run a 55 open 400 before. Corinne Kennedy in the 300 hurdles, you almost have to have her race the boys.
Tell you what,
At
Fisher's
the
giving
boys'
it a good
height.
effort.
Yeah.
It's going to take her
It's going to
15
be close.
She's going to make it close.
Yeah. Certainly more closer than Oyster River was thinking they would be out of a second heat. So they're not going to quite get them. Maybe 419, 420.
So that,
That's good enough for second or third for sure.
I would say third, right?
Yeah.
What they give her?
No official time yet. Girls Heat 3 coming up on the track now. We've got Kennett, Campbell, Plymouth,
Pembroke.
and Sanborn and Pembroke. So they gave Bishop Girton 4:21 an official time. Right now good for third place. So after the boys 4x8, check this out, Jimmy.
Yep.
Winnicott, Co Brown, separated by 4 points.
Wow.
16 of it. Oh, there's still one field event out there that hasn't been scored yet.
And what event is that?
If I had to guess, I would say probably boys triple jump.
Triple up. And I would think that Winnicott would have one really good guy in there because he won the.
No, I'm sorry. Boys triple is over, so it must be the long jump.
Oh, they got the #1 seed in the long jump.
No, boys triple and long jump are both scored.
done.
What field event is it? It's high jump.
Look, we're in North, but it could be a pig scramble.
Hog tie?
Yeah, hog tie, pig scramble.
Discus. No, I guess they're all scored. Could have sworn there were 18 events in a track meet with a 4x8.
So I would say Winnicott better stack their 4x4.
Yeah.
So it'll
Gonna
go
have
down
to.
because it's going to have to.
It's going to come
You
down
want-
to that one.
Well, it depends if you want a title or not.
Yeah.
I would say if Winnicott put Billy Powers and all their sprinters, they would be the favorite. But you never know.
Yeah.
I think Zach Richards could pop off a good 4x4.
Yeah. He definitely.
4x4.
Definitely.
Let's see what they got there. Yeah, Zach is in that, so. Davio DeLuca. So they're going to be a good team.
Zach Davio, Chris, and River Grove. So Chris Pratt's coming off the 4x8.
Yeah.
The other
He
three,
ran-
though, are not.
Yeah, he ran a good one.
He did.
I don't see a Winnicott team.
Yeah, I don't see them either. Unless they're keeping it secret and they're going to roll in at the last second.
I think Oyster River's going to have a pretty decent team.
Yeah,
too.
no, that's true.
I guarantee Portsmouth's going to have a pretty good team.
Yeah,
So it's
I'm
gonna
just
be-
looking. Merrimack Valley, Sanborn, Co-Brown, Portsmouth, Oyster River. It's got to be the fast heat. So no Winnicott. Surprising. So I guess they're content to
Maybe they're celebrating.
maybe
You never
a
know.
little early though. Maybe they know something that maybe they're thinking there's no way that Co-Brown can win.
I don't know.
But if Winnicott doesn't run, they don't have to win. They just got to get third.
Are they placed on there? Do they have a seating time?
Let's see. Boys 4x4. You know what? Winnicott doesn't even have a team entered.
Didn't have a team. So
Nope.
Co-Brown's going to have to finish 6th. I mean, third.
Third or better. Yep.
Third or better. Oyster River's going to give them a run.
Co-Brown's got the best seed time going in, but
They do.
those seed times really don't mean anything at this point. They know what they got to do, and they're up against 4 really solid teams in this heat.
Who are the other teams?
Oyster River, Portsmouth, Merrimack Valley, and Sanborn are the 4 teams I would be worried about.
Yeah, it's going to be good. They
Bishop Girton looks like they've got a... Bishop Girton, they're not in the fast heat, though. Portsmouth, Oyster River, Merrimack Valley, Co-Brown.
Oh, I think Co-Brown will do it.
Yeah. So like any good track meet, coming down to the last event. The girls' meet, though, however, was decided
Yesterday?
probably about an hour ago. Yeah, Bedford is up by 24 points with 2 events remaining, so they didn't need any of those points.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
It all comes down to this one last event. Merrimack Valley sitting in 3rd with 54, so they don't have a shot at this.
I think they're going to be tough, though. They have
for sure.
their 300 intermediate hurdle guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's tough.
Both of their 300-meter intermediate hurdle guys.
Yep. This is going to be a good race.
Bayless and Wood. Oyster River, we know. Patrick O'Brien. Portsmouth has a deep 4x4 team. And is that Bishop Girton in lane 5? No. No, it's Pembroke in lane 5.
I think that's Girton.
No, Pembroke.
Is?
I wouldn't have thought they would have been in the. And then Sanborn's out in lane 6. Sanborn's a dangerous team too.
They sure are.
Sanborn brings into this the individual 400 winner, Kashif Boganum. So you got to get out early in this race. You cannot sit. Merrimack Valley, Portsmouth, Oyster River, Co-Brown all opening it up big time. Uh-oh. Portsmouth looks like they're hurting a little bit. River Groves from Co-Brown running a great leadoff leg right now.
See what
so right now, Merrimack Valley and Co-Brown in command of things.
.89 for that
52,
split.
That's outstanding. Patrick O'Brien running second leg, kind of taking Pelham's nod from the 4x8. Going to have him run second.
He's got good speed for distance runner.
He does have good speed. And he's going to just motor around this turn right into the lead.
It's all going to come down if Portsmouth comes into this fight right here.
Yeah.
Davio's got to hold his...
Yeah, he's got to hold it together. Merrimack Valley's about to make a move on him around the corner.
Yeah, Co-Brown's still in good shape.
Yep.
Davio did
still in that third place, remember? That's all they need. They don't need to win it. Just got to hold that third place.
It was a 55-18. Yep, Co-Brown's going to be in good shape. Zach closing, I think they're going to do it.
I think so.
You don't want to just do it. You want to win it.
That's true. That's right.
You want to put no doubt.
Especially when they're easily within striking distance. You don't want to give anything up and just settle for the third place to secure the team title. You want to win you want to win the event.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they get it in second place and Zach Richards is the finishing touch and he gets it, he deserves athlete.
Athlete of the meet. That's right. I need to check to see what the meet record in this is. Meet record 3:27, so that's probably not going to go down today.
This is where
great
adrenaline
move right there.
This is where adrenaline's going to come in right here.
Break them early. It's so hard to regain your composure after somebody flies by you that fast around the corner. Bad enough on a straightaway, but on a corner, no less.
Okay. No. This other kid's got a little fight in him, though.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of fight in him. He's going to make it close.
3:35.
There's your athlete of the meet in my eyes.
I agree.
A second, a first, and a first, and a first team.
Right.
He deserves it.
Team win. So with that 10 points, Co-Brown moves ahead of Winnicott for the team title. Very impressive.
That was a good time, too. Tell you what, Zach Richards gets athlete of the day, as far as I'm concerned. First, a second, a first, and a first. bat, and first in the team.
So this one last event, the coaches should be getting together and voting on their athlete of the meet.
Folks on the curb, if you just step in for a moment so I can get this underway. I gotta be able to see that.
Got a couple more heats of the boys 4x4. Like in this heat, we got Timberlane, Kennett, Bishop Girton, Plymouth, White Mountain. And lane 1's open, so that's it.
On your marks.
So unlikely that team would be able to pull off a win out of the second heat. And as long as 3 of these teams don't move ahead of Co-Brown, that team title is theirs. That would be pretty unrealistic, I think, out of this heat for 3 of these teams to beat Co-Brown.
Yeah, it's not happening.
But all the field events I checked had a score on them. So I don't know where that missing event is. And there definitely is 18 events in an invitational with a 4x8. So there's a mystery event that's missing right now.
Right now we got Timberlane leading this heat, way out in front. Probably got a 5-second lead. Handing it off to their anchor leg.
2:51. So they're about 6 seconds back of where Co-Brown and Oyster River were going into their anchor leg.
This race makes me want to go to the Jimmy Mac Sugar Shack.
Hey, Cookie Girl.
I only have one left.
Then there's only one guy here. Sorry if I'm chewing. I'm eating a cookie. Timberlane's finishing up. They're going to win this heat in 3:48.
So what was that time for Timberland?
3:48.
Yep, so that one not able to, as we expected, beat any of those teams in the first heat. So that one mystery event somehow is not being scored. I'm wondering what that is. Well, please tell me it wasn't the boys 200 that wasn't scored. We got one more heat. So last heat of the boys 4x4, we got Londonderry, Conval,
Folks, get out of that area so I can see the inside lane. Folks, place this. Thank you.
Salhegan, and the team in blue, Hollis Brookline.
Set.
And then I think that's Campbell. We couldn't figure out who that team was in Merrimack Valley either. They have a uniform that I have not seen before.
Which one are you looking at?
The black with the red stripes. It says CHS. It's either Conant or Campbell, but that's not either of their normal uniforms. So they break this uniform out just for the relay, whatever team it is. I don't know if that's their strategy. Run with a secret uniform so nobody knows who they are. Kennett opening up a lead right now in this third heat. Londonderry and then Conval. Salhegan. Whoop. Little bump there. The mystery CHS team is the infractor in that case. Not allowed to cut in on somebody if they're making exchange. You got to let them clear the zone before you cut off the track.
Londonderry just pulled up in the first.
Yep.
Crisano, having a good lap.
A little surprised that Londonderry be in this heat. Figured they could put together a pretty decent 4x4 team. At least enough to be competitive with that first heat. I believe they do hold the state record still in the 4x4. Conval overtaking Sauhegan for second place.
Come on, Metro! Let's go, Metro! Finish strong!
And winning this third and final heat, Londonderry. Happy birthday, Logan. Well, that'll do it for the 2017 Black Bear Invitational. We are NewHampshireTrackandField.com. Today's meet brought to you by the Trigger Pin. And we will be with you later in the week for the Clipper Relays.